Hi, I'm Armand Ovanessian, and this is my reflection of my growth as a writer throughout ENC 1101. Starting ENC 1101 at UCF, I had no idea what to expect, given it was my first college English course. I always had a strength in writing, so I didn't have a goal for myself that wasn't academically based, getting an A and trying to keep up with GPA, the usual college student goal. However, that quickly changed as I realized the direction of the course was different from what I thought it would be. After the first unit, my goal now is to be able to consistently write at a college level. But I was always self-conscious about my writing, so I knew it would be a challenge to be able to write without consistently critiquing myself. I knew I was going to be my own worst enemy throughout the semester. The workload for this class was definitely more than I expected. Day-to-day writing wasn't something I was used to, and I'd be lying if I told you that it didn't take a toll on me the first couple of weeks. But the constant practice definitely helped my writing. The way I completed the identity narrative assignment was basically using the summation of what I learned up to college, which was okay for that assignment since it was my first major writing assignment in college. But as the semester progressed, the high school level writing definitely wasn't going to cut it. And I realized this after the writer profile assignment, which was a train wreck for me because it showed no growth in my literacy in the way I wrote. The multimodality of this assignment for me was the font style and changing the format of the paper and the writing to make it look like it was engraved on a piece of wood, because my mom, the person I was doing the writer profile on, works for a woodwork company. Aside from that, I have made no progress toward my goals, so this was my rock bottom for the course. After that wake-up call, I turned things around with the start of the article review unit. This is where my growth started to show in my writing. I spent a lot of time and effort writing for that assignment. Taking feedback was a big step for me, and it affected the final draft in a lot of ways. The feedback I got from my peers and the writing center was integral for me to get a good grade on this assignment and to achieve my goal by the end of the course. An example of me taking feedback was the writing center visit. I went in there very self-conscious, even though I knew my work was good up until that point. I sat down with the consultant and they read what I had so far, which was the summary part and the plan for the analysis. Watching them read my work definitely had me agitated. Every nervous habit was in effect at that moment, nail biting, leg shaking, you name it. After he read it, he said he was impressed with what I had so far, which immediately calmed me down. And the only note he had was with me being more focused on the main topic. After that meeting, I went straight to the library and started to revise my summary. Taking his notes into account, I cut everything out that seemed like it was unfocused or unnecessary. From there, I was able to complete my review. My analysis was coming together so smoothly that it practically wrote itself. After looking over my final draft, I realized I wrote down my biggest takeaway from the course without even knowing it. In my analysis, I relate Jay Porter's article about originality intertextually in the discourse community back to Birkenkotter's study about the writing process. In both of these writing pieces, they talk about diversity and individual perspective being the keys to originality and perfecting your writing process. It hit me that in order to better myself as a writer, I have to look at the different writing styles around me, from the readings to my peers, and incorporate all these styles into my style and giving them my own twist. After handing in this assignment, I knew two things. One, it was the best writing of the semester for me, and that I had finally reached my goal for the semester and finally felt like a college-level writer. My growth for the semester wasn't the usual growth for a student. Rather than a slow growth throughout the course, mine came as a sort of epiphany during the third unit assignment. Nonetheless, I still exhibited growth in my writing, and I was still able to learn about interesting concepts while doing it.